Hello all, this is Phil. Right, today this is not going to be a running video, but if the weather outside is still half decent, there will be a running video. Today I'm going to talk about this. It's not an unboxing, I just dug the box out because it's already out, it's already run, it's been used, abused, it's got battle scars, a little bit, it's had some damage, it's had some repairs. What kind of damage anyway? We'll talk about that. This is the FTX DR8. I can see it says DR8. FTX, it does tell you. FTX, it is a DR8. It's a 6S desert buggy. Pivot ball suspension. Yeah, there's all your specs. There's some other features. That's all you need to know. I'm going to tell you what I think of it. Kind of because we've got all the toys over there. You can't see them all from here. Just to kind of say, it's not that I'm a fanboy, mainly. I'm not a fanboy. I like armour, and there are 5 armours over there on the middle 2 shelves. Outcast 6S, Keaton 6S, Typhon 3S, Typhon 6S, and a Big Rock crew cab. But underneath that, there's a Traxxas Summit and a Traxxas Stampede, and underneath that, there's a Red Cat Everest Gen 7, FTX Ravine, BSD Flux, and up on the top is my very first car. Although it's underneath an Outcast body shell in blue, there is actually a ZD Thunder MT10. So I've got cars from 6 different companies: ZD, Armour, Traxxas, FTX, Red Cat and BSD. Although I've got 5 Armours, I've got cars from 6 different companies. And this one, I'm going to big this one up today. This is brilliant, in my opinion. I was out with it a couple of days ago. Excuse me. The battery, I ran the battery down to 80%, so I'm going to run the battery up today. I've actually put the battery into the Keaton, so I'm going to go out and film a little bit with the Keaton soon. But for now, I want to talk about this one. I like the look of this one. I like the price of this one. I like the features of this one before I bought it, and I tried YouTube for a little bit of a running video or some opinions, features, you know, some real owner reviews, and I couldn't find any, so I thought I'll put mine up. Here we go. This is just going to be on the table, but I'll take it out and run it. I'll put a battery in. And speaking of batteries, I've got some batteries down there. Now it's a 6S car and it's got XT90 plugs on it. So what I used to do is run it on these. The HRB 3 cell 5000 mAh 50C. I've got 7 or 8 of these, all with Dean's plugs on them. So I got adapters XT90 to Dean's, and I would run a pair of these, 2 3S packs, 2 Dean's plugs, 2 adapters. And if you remember my recent video telling you about Zop batteries, my opinions on Zop, I reckon these are brilliant. So just to prove it, put my money where my mouth is. Exact same battery, 5000 mAh 50C. These are 22.2 volt. Sorry, these are 11.1. Sorry, I was reading that, but the mark on the battery is actually in there. They've got sticky on them from the sellotape band that comes around them. They're not damaged, they've just got sticky on them. So these are 3 cell, 2 3S's. So prove my opinion, put my money where my mouth is. I bought these. I've got 4 of these, and these are 6 cell. So 1 6 cell is the same as 2 3 cells. But you'll notice same brand, HRB 5000 mAh 5000 mAh 50C 50C, they're 22.2 volt, they're 11.1. So I bought these, and they've got XT90s on. So I bought 4 of these. It's not cheap, but you get what you pay for, as I've said before. What I wasn't prepared to do is spend the money on the... sorry, the gimbal's just having a bit of a mess around. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to spend the money on the Armour smart batteries. I'm not going to start paying money for 3-cell and 6-cell Armour smart batteries, because although, yeah, having the smart features is nice, paying that money is not. So they also won't run this XT90. So that's the car, desert buggy style. It's got a light bar on the front, spare wheel on the back, which is functional, and a light bar on the back. It's got a few decorative bits because it's is it desert? I assume it's desert racer, desert buggy, but it looks like an ultra racer as well from what I've seen. It comes with a fire extinguisher and a few spare bits, whatever they're supposed to be, and the same on the other side down there. So I've left the lid off. I'm going to take the lid off. Okay, and just for demo purposes, I've put, there's a battery in it, but it's not charged, it's at storage, so it's about 34%, 33% power in there. So lid off, and I've just tipped it upside down. Now, not everything's peachy, not everything's perfect, no car's perfect, not from any manufacturer, but this one, it comes with 2 XT90s, so it's got a loop, a bridge, a jump, whatever you want to call that. So bridge out one of them. So what I used to do is have 2 adapters in there to Dean's and run 2 3S packs. Now put the loop in, run 1 XT90. So that's one of the 6S batteries. Now, things I like, batteries fit. These are a long battery. These are a 6S. They're 155mm long, and they fit perfectly, custom made, ideal for it. So whether you're running the 3S or the 6S, they fit in there perfectly, because those are the same length. The 3 and the 6 are the same length. So it's got a good waterproof brushless ESC, waterproof 8BL150 RTR. That's nice, we like that. It's got good aluminium shocks with dust covers, aluminium caps, similar standoffs to the Armour Typhon 6S, similar, and the same at the back. It's got a centre diff, obviously front and rear diffs. Very, not copying anyone, but it's a standard way to do things. It's an FTX. It actually says DR8 on the motor. It's got the specs on the other side of it. I'm not going to go into the technical details of it. I don't know the technical details of it. It's got a waterproof ESC. It's got diffs. It's got aluminium shocks with adjustable collars on the suspension. Nice wheels and tyres, 17mm hexes. I think it's brilliant. What I don't like, what I didn't like, the spare wheel on the back is held on by a screw that goes through from underneath, and that on a crash came off. The spare wheel came off the back and flew away. I initially from a distance saw this crash and thought, oh, one of the wheels has come off and flown away, what's damaged? But it was the spare coming off the back. I've replaced that screw and put a washer on, so it is held on. The screw, normally that wing nut on the top is standard, so the screw that normally is in there just reaches sort of flush with the wing nut, doesn't stand proud. I put a screw on that's too long, which is why that screw is actually bent, because it stands up too high. I've flipped the car, obviously that's hit the ground and bent it, but that's fine, I can still get that off, it's not a problem. But one thing, one problem, one piece of damage was that screw just pulled straight through the hole, which broke the plastic that's inside there, which is why I got a longer screw than should be there and put a washer over it, so the screw is actually held flush here. It normally sits deeper inside there, but that's damaged. So I fixed that. Another thing, I like the light bars, but in here it's got a cable that comes out. This is standard, and 2 wires in there are split to 4 wires. Those 2 normally plug into there, but with those 2 plugs in there, it's too short to take the body off and put the body back on without having the lights come unplugged. So what I've done is just bought 2 extension cables. I think they're 10 centimetre or something, 5 centimetre, I don't know what they are, but they're perfect. So extend those 2 plugs into there and the other end into there, and I cable tied it onto the cage. So they're long enough, so they come out fine now. I can take the body off to change the battery, and I've got that much wire spare, so I can take the body off, stand it upside down there, change the battery. Perfect. So we like it. I'll put the body back on just for a minute, just to show you the power up. 6 beeps. That's probably, somebody's going to tell me, or somebody's going to know that's a rebranded Hobby Wing or whatever. Whichever brand it is, I don't know, don't care. It's good, it works. It's programmable, similar to the Armour ones, but it's got some different options in it. You can hear the fan probably. LED light bar across the top, awesome, on the front. LED light bar across the back. Brilliant. It is a bit, yeah, okay, when you're driving it away from you can't see that light bar because of this spare wheel. It blocks it. So depending what angle you stood at, you kind of can't see that. Okay, I'll turn the remote on because I've got it here. And as I say, it's not going anywhere. It's only a battery that's at storage charge, and I only switched it on to show you. Plenty of power in the servo. It's a 15 kilo servo, I do know that. FTX, own brand on it. There's a little bit of spring, that's one of the things I test for. If you release the wheel on the controller and it springs back, it's fast enough to respond to the spring. When the steering springs back and wobbles left and right a little bit, it might not even catch it on video actually. I'm probably pointing out something that you can't tell. But the steering, yeah, plenty quick enough. It's got in the ESC settings, which I found out yesterday myself for the first time, adjustable drag brake. By default it's disabled, it's switched off. But I've turned it on. I think the lowest you can have is 5%, so I've put it on at 5%. So what this car used to do is if you came off the throttle and you're at neutral on the accelerator brake, it just used to carry on coasting. There was no brake. So I tested it. It's adjustable from 0 all the way to 100%. If you put it to 100%, I tested on the table here, when you come off the throttle to neutral, it slams full braking on. So yeah, that's going to make it very difficult to control. But you can adjust the brake percentage, 3 or 4 settings. It's got drag brake adjustment, it's got the normal clockwise, counterclockwise motor orientation, punch settings, low voltage cut-off is adjustable. How many volts do you want it set to? It's got a lot of settings in there. It's a good ESC in my opinion. Steering servo's good, tyres are good. It's had a lot of road use, and as you might see later when I run it, I'm going to run it outside on the road, on tarmac, and it spins, it drifts, it slides about a lot, so I've probably taken a lot of life out of these tyres. But there's the spare that's never been on, that's got some tread left on it. Right, that's it. I'm first going to go out and film. I'm going to get the Keaton out. I'll take the Keaton out, do a bit of filming. I'm going to put one of these batteries on charge on here, and this is probably long enough already, this video, but I will just say I've got this quad charger and a recent addition HTRC T400. I'll power it up. T400 Duo. I don't know why that fan always starts off like that. There's a quad charger, 4 channels, and there's the HTRC touchscreen. What? Oh, there you go. It's like, oh no, yeah. It will auto detect a battery when you plug a battery in, and it's touchscreen, so you can do that. You can go into memory, save memories. You've got 10 memories on that one, but what you can't save, you can only save what the battery is, whereas on this one saves the battery. Battery memory 1 is set to a 6S balance charge at 5 amps. 2 is a 3S 5.5, 3S at 5.5 balance. 3 is a 6S going into storage. So if you put this battery on 6S, you can either press memory 1, balance charge it, or 2 to storage it. I like it, it's nice, it's new. I've also, that's actually my own work, my own soldering. I bought a DC power supply, 18 volt DC power supply. So it's got 240 volt coming in on there, on the mains, and then 2 of the 3 outputs. One's running this charger with an XT90 power lead in the back. One's running that charger with an XT60 power lead in the side. I soldered those on. I soldered the ring terminals on there. I've been practicing my soldering. I'm getting quite pleased with myself. Right, I'm going to charge this 6S, ready to run in that. And then for now, I'm going to go film this and I shall upload that. Alright, take care, enjoy.